Poor Mariah Carey, she's got such the her voice is attached to her entire persona, and they want those high pitched noises that come out of her fucking face. And she's getting old enough now.
She got more pipes than a freaking bagpipe, dude.
Yep. Well, it's kind of like Usher. Usher, the reason why he became so famous is because he had that little young boy like flute voice that he had. Right, and then he disappeared off the planet for a long time until he came back with his new album.
Where you can't call him a young boy because Dr. Disrespect is going to get too happy.
Oh yeah, that fucking meme that you sent was so good, so good. Like that was such a good burn. I don't know if you've seen this, Cajun, but I want you to go check the what was it, the General Gaming channel of the Twitter
r/rare insults was on point.
Wait. So what happened? Where am I going?
General Gaming. Which, by the way, for those listening, discord.gg/the UDP broadcast. If you'd like to join our server, you don't have to be a subscriber. Just come in, chill out, enjoy the news, talk bullshit. Like, just don't piss off the barcode.
I will eat your bandwidth and then probably ban you.
Oh my god. There's not enough aloe vera in the world.
No, like you need to get to a burn unit. For those of you who are not in the Discord, I'll read what r/rare insults said. And this has to do about Midnight Society. They decided to cancel instead of trying an early access program because they were afraid that if they released the game to the general public in a young and undeveloped state, that Dr. Disrespect would try to cheat on his wife with it.
Like, I did not see that burn coming until it was already on me. I was like, oh, shit. Well, this is a thing that we're doing now. All right, well.
But did he do it?
Oh! Did he do it?
He did do it.
But you know who did it? Welcome to the UDP broadcast. A podcast where a group of friends get together and talk about gaming-related topics and offer both informed and uninformed opinions. I'm Luminary, and I'm accompanied today by my co-hosts, the Nordic Cajun.
COD Pass Podcast or Pass COD, we are here for you.
That's right. And the Eternal Barcode, Amy.
Hello. How's it going? I'm on the internet.
And from the Emerald Dream, and soon-to-be new homeowner in World of Warcraft, Reyna the Crit Chicken.
I mean, I'm still kind of homeless in game, but that is what it is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're still going to be traveling around Azeroth and whatnot, being nomadic, and then what's the point? Gathering things. Don't mind me. It's the ramblings of the sick chicken.
Sick chicken.
I think I even have, dare I say it, the bird flu.
God damn it.
The chicken's very sick. But before we get into that, we have words. And words will be delivered by Amy and Ping. Go for it.
Yeah, 10% of all the revenue generated by the show, whether that's through bits, donations, or subs, goes to the Trevor Project. You can also now, well, you've always been able to, but there's now a giant notification that says you can actually donate to the Trevor Project directly without actually having to, donate bits or, give subs or anything. But the Trevor Project is the recipient of all of that revenue, and they are an amazing organization, and Ping has some more info.
The Trevor Project is the leading organization working to end LGBTQ youth suicide in the US and beyond. The non-profit operates several programs to help prevent and respond to the public health crisis of LGBTQ youth suicide, including 24/7 free crisis services, research, advocacy, education, and peer support.
Thank you, Ping. This is an opinion show. We have opinions, both informed and uninformed. They do not reflect any of our current employers or any corporate policies. They are our own. In other words, we're poor. Don't sue us.
And don't worry. If I wanted your opinion, you damn corporations, I would give it to you.
Indeed. And you would.
I will give you your opinion.
There is no fear.
Like it.
So, episode 88. 12 more episodes till 100. That's
one hundo, baby.
One hundo. I don't even know what we're going to do for a hundo, but I think 100 episodes is a good time to sit down and understand what the hell it is that we're doing and where we want to go, because it takes about that long. That is 100 hours of me, Crit, Cajun, and Lumi talking.
Well, technically, it would be like 99 for me, or maybe a little bit more because I kind of
Well,
Yeah,
make
details.
weird.
You're a family member. It's okay.
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of awesome to get Boom Body back in as a guest host, but Boom Body's doing Boom Body things, and we're not going to interfere with that. So yeah,
Mr. Boom Body.
he's a great individual. If you ever get a chance, go visit him. Mr. Boom Body's the Twitch channel, and go give him a follow. He's a great guy. He does a lot of chainmail work, and he plays a lot of Elden Ring. Whenever he is currently streaming, he currently has some health issues that keep him from streaming with his back. But yeah, so on with the show. What do we got? I think Crit had brought up something from Yahoo News about Roblox. Do you have any more information on that, Crit?
Hold on. I didn't know what we were going over first, so I kind of like my brain beans.
It's all good. I can cover it if you need.
Okay.
Basically, somebody did a Freedom of Information request to the SEC for something involving Roblox. And in the past, there's been a lot of speculation about child gambling and other stuff. And the SEC basically returned the message saying, we can't give you anything involving emails that reference Roblox between any of our staff because that could potentially compromise an active investigation. Now, they never went into detail as what that active investigation was, but when you tell people you can't give them info because it'll compromise an investigation, you know something's up. Uh, they have been accused, like I said in the past, of allowing and facilitating child labor. There's accusations of that because these kids make mods, they don't get paid for it, or if they do
And money
get
laundering.
paid for it, it's not a lot of money. There's money laundering allegations, and also last year there was a number of individuals that spent their time on Roblox who were actually picked up for child luring and other inappropriate things with children. So it does have its faults, absolutely, but apparently there is an active investigation, and the SEC is remaining tight-lipped as to exactly what that means.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with that too. Like, it really is just a cesspool. My youngest kid, he's all about the Roblox, and he continues to play it. And by all means, if you have fun playing it, go ahead and play it. It's fine. But there's just a lot going on with Roblox right now where I don't even want to be affiliated with it at all. Like, it is just super dangerous just being an individual, being on there for any reason whatsoever. There's been stories like, if you ever check out YouTube for unexpected Roblox visitors, like there are like 50-year-old men showing up at kids' houses going, I'm here to play with your daughter. I would like to do some Roblox, please.
That is the quickest way to get a Nordic fist thrown down your throat, my friend. Don't ever. If you knock on that door and anything other than here's your package or your pizza is coming out of your mouth, you're getting drop kicked.
And if you come to my county with that, you're gonna be blasted out of the house with the sound effects of oof.
Anyway, she started blasting.
Basically.
So, but yeah, no, like that.
It's like somebody's.
So, it's like, don't get me wrong, as a platform, Roblox has a lot of potential. I will admit that. But just like any other platform that is a platform for other entertainment media, it is garbage. Like Steam, for example, is a great distribution platform. I would recommend that to anyone who wants to buy games or make games and sell them because of the benefits of what Steam is. But Steam is full of bullshit, and to get to anything good, unless the marketing is fantastic, takes time. Same thing with like the Google Play Store, or the Apple Store, or any other app store you can think of, because what Roblox is effectively a free app store that has apps inside of it that offer microtransactions. So you have to pick and choose. You have to surf through all the bullshit just to get to whatever it is that you think that you want to play. Like I think my youngest right now is running for any game for Jujutsu Kaisen. And there are a lot, and I mean an absolute butt ton of Jujutsu Kaisen games that are almost exactly equal. Almost. Very low effort, mainly out there to squeeze out whatever dollars or Robux they can get out of you, which is their currency. And that's just it, right? And like you get outside of the loot box territory and you just offer virtual currency, which you pay your developers in, because that's how they make their money.
Oh, speaking of which, I mean, can you touch upon that lawsuit that Roblox is getting into
I forget exactly what it was.
about the third party?
Oh, I didn't even look at that. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. See.
post it.
Hey, guess what? You can talk about that one.
Oh
Just
God,
arguing.
gosh, golly, gee willikers. Hold on.
Gee Willikers, Batman.
Scrolling up. I'm scrolling up. Where did I
Holy
put it?
blocks of man.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh no, that's part of an okay. No, there's more to. Where did I put it? Back on this in a couple of minutes.
He said, "Where did I put
Sure.
my footage? Where did I
That's
put my
fine.
information?
We can wedge Roblox anywhere we want. That's fine.
Yeah, we
Honey,
can come back
where's
to
my super suit?"
Okay, so Roblox puts its virtual currency to the test in a real-world lawsuit against online reseller site. So they're going against a third-party site or whatever. If I can, you should have read upon this before, but whatever. It's so in federal court in San Francisco against Player Auctions Gaming Market. Uh, let's see. I guess they are like selling third-party currency or some crap, yeah, or
Yeah.
Robux or whatever. So, it's like you're taking loot or stuff like that from going into Roblox by giving it to a third party seller.
Hmm.
So they're saying Roblox is saying player auction is infringing Roblox trademarks and diluting their value.
But our slave
Yay.
labor.
But our slave labor. And it's interesting because nobody sees it as slave labor because it's free tools for their platform to make them money.
Mhm.
Is what it is,
Yeah,
I guess.
I will never be a fan of Roblox just because it's exploitative, and sure the tools are free, but you're the tools are designed to encourage children to be working on mods and content. Like that's work.
It is.
And if they were doing it for themselves, that's fun. That's something to do, that's fun. But the moment you put it up on an environment where people could buy it or do microtransactions for it or what have you, now that's employment. And you're getting children to work for you. And I have a significant issue with that.
Yeah.
Imagine if Doge actually goes into figuring out that kids are getting W-2s now.
Well, they won't though. That's the thing, because kids aren't eligible to pay taxes.
Nope.
I
Yes.
mean,
So
if they get a cut from developing games, though,
no, if
I
they're
don't
if
know.
they're under 18, they're not going to have to pay taxes though. That's the thing. And sorry, I was just going to say, like, that's what makes it dangerous is that these children who are making mods, and some of them do make money off of it, it's employment. Like, you're making money, you're being employed. And
Well, at
whether or
least they
not
can
Roblox
graduate.
wants. Hmm?
At least they can
Kinda.
graduate from high school with, oh yeah, I developed a video game for Roblox.
Yes, that is kind of cool and a good thing to say, but at the same time, it's child labor.
It
Like,
depends, right? Because the whole system is set up as you're an independent developer. It doesn't matter what age you are. There's no age restriction on when you can write a program.
no.
But if they're going to put up a Roblox and it is an active decision on the child's part to monetize it in such a way where, like, you do season passes or get special perks like unlimited backpacks or whatever the fuck it may be, right? That's completely on the kid. So it's not really Roblox creating a employment opportunity for the kid to work for Roblox. It is an opportunity for the kid to have income outside of their...
You are facilitating employment.
Yeah,
And that's the problem.
Yeah,
And that's what you're doing with child labor. Is
you're an independent
your employment
contractor.
like
Is it
that
employment
doesn't
or
matter. You can't
electrical?
independent contractor or not, you're still providing an opportunity for employment for a child. You can't do that.
Yeah,
That's why the United Nations says child labor is bad.
well, yeah, no,
What
like
do you
child
call
labor.
babysitters at the age of 13?
Undocumented
Ah,
labor is what it is.
Yeah,
Because
I would
childcare is
say
expensive. It is
And
This
I would
very
is
also
a
say,
expensive.
big gray area.
Like when my kids were growing up, like for the 3 kids I had, because I had no government assistance, it was $450 a week.
Mhm.
Like,
So to answer that, I would say that you're not a corporation as a family. If you're hiring like your neighbor to do that, that's one thing. It's not that you are a large company actively promoting tools for kids to work with and to build things and receive compensation for. It's a private thing. Like you're not, running a company when you're saying, "Hey, can you babysit my child as part of, child co?" No, it's like it's just a family member. It's not a gray area because the family is not a business, and Roblox is a business, and they
so,
are encouraging children to work for them.
so let me
what do you
comment on that a little
call
bit.
what about kids that volunteer at 16?
Volunteering,
Yeah.
that's different. That is
So
that's
that's still
volunteering.
labor
That's
though.
not. But that's volunteering, and that's someone who understands and knows what they're getting into by volunteering. And plus, there's a huge age difference between and in mentality between 13 and 16.
Yeah.
So
So,
here's
and
how I would operate it. I mean, and Crit and Cajun. Like for whatever reason, like the closest child I have to working with Roblox would be my middle kid, the autistic child.
Mhm.
That like he picked up the Roblox tools and started making all kinds of Battle for Dream Island stuff. Like that's great and all. Like he decided like release it on Roblox and like do stuff with it. Here's the way I would actually handle it because I wouldn't put the business in on the kid at all. Right? What I would do is like because it is just a hobby project. I would figurehead the front of it, right? I would take in all of the money. I would take in all of that stuff, and of course, distribute it out to bank accounts and whatnot, so that way, once the kid's old enough to do it for themselves, they could totally access that money and whatnot. But the key here is to keep it into an adult capacity and keep the pressure off the child because for the child it's fun. That's what they want to do. They want to have fun and they want to share their fun with their friends. They want to share fun with who like not their friends, who they think that might find interest in their game, whether it's themed or not, like Jujutsu Kaisen or My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia was a Roblox phenomenon for a while. But that's the way I would run it. Never, ever, which is a tip for you parents out there that just might happen to listen to this. If your kid is interested in Roblox and they're using the Roblox tools to make their mods, offer to figurehead it for them. Offer to be the face, so that way you are the adult making all of the decisions. That way your child can continue to have fun with all the things, because just like anything with any kid, everything is fleeting. Like these 5 minutes, I'm creating Roblox mods. Next 5 minutes, I'm learning to crochet underwater upside down. Okay, well, it's just how kids work.
I mean, that actually sounds kind of fun.
So, but that's just an example of how I would handle it. Take the kid element out of it. Right? If that's something they want to do, okay, well, here, let's take a real adult view with this. I'll figurehead this for you, get it out there, and then whatever's left over will be put into your savings account. So when you're 18, you can just access it and go start your life. Right? Like that's reasonable. I don't think that that's child labor because I'm refocusing all of the funds that are coming in and putting it towards the child, but also removing the idea that there is a bunch of shit that they have to do to maintain relevancy and things like that because they are literally doing it for fun. They don't understand the idea behind social engineering, virality, and things like that. Like that's kind of where I would approach this. How would you three approach something like that if your child was just like, "Hey, Daddy Barcode, I'm making a mod. I would like to put this up on Roblox." How would you approach that?
I don't know. I mean, it's probably essentially in the same way, but I never really had to deal with it. All he does is play games.
Yeah, I mean that tends to be it too. Like, one of my kids was like, "I want to be a game developer." I was like, "It requires math." They go, "I hate math." I was like, "Well, you'll never be a game developer." I was like, "Okay, well, I'll never be a game developer." Okay. What do you mean I have to know math? I had to argue with my oldest on that. Minecraft doesn't have math in it. Fuck it, don't.
Like every game does, because at the very end of the day, the video game is math. Like computer language is math.
Oh yeah, 100% can verify. But you know what
Can't
else is
confirm.
math? If you want to talk Adventure Time terms, the Golden Girls being turned into Warhammer 40k super soldiers.
Yeah, I'm so tempted to just start diving into 40k lore just because of the Golden Girls. Believe that or not, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, like a Betty White with like the giant scriptures on the back, and B. Arthur with the candles, and I forgot the old lady's name, but she's looking pretty boss with her fancy staff, and I think some sort of like
Really?
mechanical cherub holding her purse.
Yeah, the cherubs are grown from tubes.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
they're tubed babies.
yeah,
Yeah, we
I,
kind of did a deep dive on those cherubs too, right? I was like, are they actually babies? Oh, they're
Yeah,
accessories.
no,
They are the
no.
purse.
Yeah,
yep, they're accessories.
yeah, yeah. And there's different classes of them. And we actually did that deep dive because we watched
The
what the
Golden Girls?
hell is that? Secret Level. The Secret Level
Hmm.
show that had Warhammer 40K as
You can watch it
the
on
focus of the
Amazon
episode.
Prime.
Yeah,
So
we
I need
watched
to
that and
watch
I was
those.
excited as hell.
I started watching
Because
the D&D one. I didn't finish it though.
Watch
gotcha.
the Warhammer one.
I will because it's already tickling the back of my brain wanting to actually start learning 40k. So that might just tip me over the edge.
There's a lot of lore behind 40k, and you're gonna have to decide what is and is not canon. I'm pretty sure you can find out fairly quickly, but there's
So
a
You actually
lot.
could probably
The lore.
I will tell you
Dankort
about
would
Warhammer
probably
40. Sorry?
Dankort could probably like do it to you. Like you could
I
probably throw it at your face like a piece of cheese.
I will warn you with 40k lore. It's not consistent, and many things that are canon are not, and many things that weren't canon are canon. The only way to explain the lack of consistency in the Warhammer universe is warp fuckery,
Yeah, no, that was
and
legit.
then that answers everything, and you can't complain because warp fuckery.
Lore Factory.
There's a lot of people who will complain quite loudly, mind you, that Warhammer 40k lore is not contiguous. It's not. It doesn't make sense. It's all over the place, and it randomly changes things. And you know what? Warp fuckery. Too bad. Warp fuckery.
That's all right. And in one universe, you get the opportunity to see those four wonderful super soldiers go, "Thank you for being a friend."
All I know
What are you
is my
talking
buddy of mine was big into it and still is kind of big into it. And all he would talk about is the Blood Elves and how they are just a maniac kind of crew to play as.
You
Oh,
see,
he's talking the Dark Eldar, the Deldar.
That must be them.
Ugh.
He's added a
They're
D to
just
it.
overly horny. Um, God, they like the warp goddess
Heresy.
Slanesh, and Slanesh's shtick is that everything is pleasure, including pain. So, I mean, peeling your skin off slowly over the course of years just to see you in pain is quite the turn on for them. They're just overly horny, and no one likes them.
So they're just a huge giant kink polycule.
If you want to
Oh,
go on
absolutely.
a lore bender, Cajun, may I recommend West Hammer?
West
I
Hammer.
too have a channel for you to look at that has many hundreds of hours of footage, or not footage, lore.
Mhm.
And each lore episode is typically an hour and a half. And the
Yeah.
guy
Good
goes
lord.
on deep dives.
What about Emperor has a text-to-speech device?
Okay, yes. So if you want the shitpost version of Warhammer 40K, and you want just the basic, and it's not even just basic, it's actually fairly good in how they present it, but it's the shitpost version. Look up if the Emperor had a text-to-speech device by Alpha Busa, otherwise known as Brava Alpha on YouTube. Uh, it is quite the beautiful shitpost. And they started up until or James Workshop, because nobody cares about Games Workshop, and we renamed it because we're fans. Um, we're fans of the TTS show. They up until they changed their animation policy, they had a lot more episodes ready to go for this. They got up to about 30 some odd episodes, and it also spawned a tabletop RPG show based on a whole series of episodes in the TTS universe. And they actually got a couple of the voice actors for TTS got the blessing from Alpha Busa to go do an RPG, like a TTRPG show. And the guy loved it, and he was actually going to appear on one of the episodes, if I remember correctly. And then Games Workshop did Games Workshop things of being stupid.
So
That whole shit show we talked about years ago.
So I'm not going to lie here, Cajun. I think out of all the characters in Warhammer, if there was ever one I think that you would specialize in, it would be the orcs.
You say that.
Okay.
Because there's this gentleman on TikTok. I cannot think of his name. He's my voice acting.
I think we lost Cajun.
I think we did.
I thought
Yeah,
we lost me. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, we lost Cajun. You're still here.
Yep, we're also here. Just Cajun, we should see him pop out and pop back in. But
right. Bye, Cajun.
I mean, but I think orcs would be a great fit for Cajun because they are just as chaotic as he is. And the idea of is if I believe it'll happen, it will happen. Like what was it? I think there was something that was it was demonstrated to me, or not demonstrated, but was talking about how if the orcs believe it to be true, the warp fuckery will make it true.
Hello.
There you are.
Welcome back.
I don't know what it is about Saturdays immediately during our podcast, but my internet decides to take a shit every single
I'm
week.
hungry and I want snacks.
Stop it. Wait till after the podcast like we discussed.
No, I'm hungry now. I want bandwidth.
But I think the orcs would be a great fit for Cajun because, like,
what I was saying was, it's funny you mentioned the orcs because there's this guy on TikTok who's my current voiceover muse, and I'm gonna look him up later. I'll post one of his TikToks in chat later. And he did a couple of quotes from the orcs, like a couple of speeches from like a book or a series or something. And I'm sitting there listening to him, and like, yeah, I can fuck with some orcs.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I am the warrior of the wall.
They've got that rough English, that rough English like speech. Daka, daka. I mean, just like the whole thing.
There's
like
never too much Daka.
Nope, never too much. But like you got those guys. But like the idea behind, like I think the Space Marines were pinned somewhere, and the orcs were coming at them, and they believed they could win. And one of the Space Marines, because they were out of ammo, they stood up. They went.
The Cadians you're thinking of.
Was it?
Also, Flash Gits has a few things.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Well, Space.
Yeah, but his is horny.
Yeah, that's Space King.
His stuff is horny. Like, so yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was some Cadian regimental soldiers were being attacked. They were trying to defend a position. The orcs were attacking. They'd run out of ammo because orcs, they can look at a pile of scrap and be like, that's going to be a giant ass fucking mech. And all of a sudden you have a giant ass fucking mech and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
They just started, the Cadians that were defending the position started yelling bang. And then they basically yelled that enough that the orcs started thinking they were dying. So they just started dying.
Cajun,
because
they have windows in their ships that you can roll down.
Yes. Spaceships.
They are the epitome of Unga Bunga.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Which is why I think
I need to look into this. I need more input.
Well, when you think about
more input, Stephanie. More input.
It's too warm in the ship. You just roll the window down.
Yeah, that would be Elon Musk's attempt of actually making a Cybertruck spaceship. Let's add windows. Yeah, this is so smart. I like this. Aha.
Yeah.
Except in the case of the orcs, it would work.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
oh,
warp fuckery.
yeah, like, oh, the
Everything
breeze in
works
the
for them
ship is
because-
nice right now. Good job, Plonk.
Yeah.
You're no longer hot in here. Good job.
Me, not that kind of orc. Oh wait, no, wrong orcs. Yeah, no,
Oh.
it's the warp fuckery with them is hilarious because things that just should not make sense immediately work, and you're just sitting there going like, "What the hell? Like, why? Why does this work? Why can
Math
you
ain't
just
mathin', boys."
imagine? Like, why can you just imagine that these are jetpacks and they automatically become jetpacks? Like, could you start making sense, please?
Yeah, pretty much. If an orc believes hard enough that they are a tank, they will be a tank.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like orcs are on forever acid trips.
Absolutely.
Except it works.
Yeah.
Like your hallucination hallucinates everyone else too. It's like, I don't understand. It was a Coca-Cola, but now it's a handgun. I don't understand. Like that's
Yeah.
just the way they work.
Brand new definition for
Oh,
manifest
that's just
destiny.
welcome to America. Here's have a Coke 47. What?
But I will tell you, if I was an orc, I would totally go the Borderlands route and have guns that shoot guns that explode into other guns. But
Yep.
that's just me.
Yeah. Although I would not want to see orcs with the guns from Borderlands. Oh my god, would that be a giant ass mess?
Indeed. Speaking of mess,
Catch a ride, Daka Daka.
Steam is doing notices for early access games that have been updated in months,
Yeah, that's
which
kind of a
I think
neat
is cool.
thing.
And mind you, there's been a whole evolution behind this, between like Steam offering the green light service to early access, and now they're really locking it down and making sure the consumer is informed, as they should, considering it's their platform, right?
Mhm.
So that's good. Like, for example, Heartbound by Pirate Software hasn't been updated in months. It also
Yep.
has a notice on it.
Yep. And what's actually fun is if you watch his streams, it actually does go over actual like programming for it because he does work on it, just hasn't published the updates yet.
Yeah, pretty much. If you ever watch his streams, he's constantly doing stuff. There's text to speech, unless he's playing games that day. Then Pirate Software has like a whole different like level of bullshit going on with them right now anyway. So, but we won't get into that. Well, I guess we could. Like the person I'm really interested in hearing from is Amy, because like, what do you think about all that? Because Pirate Software has been wound into some crazy shit lately.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I legit have no clue. Are you talking about the accidental
into
like mega
WoW.
pull, like the
WoW
WoW
drama, yeah.
drama?
That's one
Oh
of
well,
them.
that was like he went through and explained it that they accidentally pulled too much.
Yeah, no, like
Okay.
I saw it.
That happens.
Listen, there's so much going on with freaking hardcore right now. Nobody needs to talk shit about anybody because look what happened in multicore. People fucking wiped yesterday. Tyler ended up he ended up dying. I mean, the guild leader, the war chief, Tyler,
Yeah.
OnlyFans
Well,
died.
he was screaming so bad. He was
Oh
like,
my
he
God,
was
that
on
was
me!
embarrassing. So this is that guy right there is why I don't raid and why I don't play WoW, because if you are that much of a whiny bitch, and I am calling him out and calling him a whiny bitch, that you are screaming at people like a petulant child, I want nothing to do with you because you're pathetic and that's annoying as fuck. If I want to
No.
be around screamy, whiny bitches, I will get into politics.
Mind you, that
To-
like there
to-
are hundreds of hours on the line for this. But he
Mhm.
should already know that because he is playing hardcore. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't want my character to die either. But he's also the tank, which means he's gonna take the brunt of the damage. So
But you
Yeah.
also have to understand one of the rules of hardcore, or at least one of the things that they tell you, is don't go into caves. What is molten core?
Giant ass cave.
Exactly. Now shut the fuck up.
it absolutely
Now-
is. Go in there expecting to die. Like that's
Yeah.
There's actually mechanics. The Lich King fight, which I'm pretty sure isn't available right now. You die once. You die once in
it-
a Lich King fight.
Yeah, I don't understand why people get so bent out of shape and shit like that. It's pixels. Number one, first and foremost, it's
Mhm.
goddamn pixels. Grow the fuck up.
Oh yeah.
First and foremost. Second of all, it's pixels. Who gives a fuck? And yes, I understand there's people who are going to be all pissy and want to, crucify me in the comment section. That's fine. Bring it. You're just someone who needs to go outside and touch grass. I was
AKA,
gonna say,
don't be a
whiny
bitch.
I
Yes.
was gonna say whiny
Yeah.
bitch. So I'll just call you a whiny bitch. I get it. Like I did mythic rating in Legion. I understand the disappointment of failing things. I get that, but at the same time, if you are so angry that you are shrieking to get people's attention, first off, shrieking like a whining baby does not elicit help.
Yeah, it makes
And
people
yeah,
panic and be like, "What the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on?"
exactly. Or they just tune you out and go, you know what, you're shrieking like a kid. I'm going to let you die now because fuck you. Like, it's one thing to have command over your raid and say, heal me, heal me, heal me. But when you are shrieking like that kid was, I'm calling him a child because he's acting like a 5-year-old throwing a temper tantrum because he can't have cookies before dinner. He's shrieking, not yelling, not, emphatically saying, heal me. He is shrieking to the point where I'm surprised his voice didn't crack. I have no
50
respect for that. I have no respect for that. You are acting like a child. If you want my attention, you want my help, you can tell me you need to heal me, but you need to speak to me as a human being and as an adult. But when you start screaming like that, I'm A, going to make fun of you online, first and foremost. And B, I'm not going to respect you.
My response
And
would be, "It's time to go again."
yeah, go roll a new character. Let's go.
Now, to play devil's advocate on the other
Mhm.
side of this on the coin here, I am not condoning anything when it comes to being a petulant man child. Let's put that out front first before I say what I'm about to say. He has made a career out of being this kind of person.
Yeah.
Listen,
The
Don't
only
give a fuck.
reason no, the dad's talking now. Hang on. The only reason he
Damn.
he even got to where he was because a clip of his got picked up by a now debunked YouTuber called League of Children, which is where he
Debunked or
was found.
defunct?
Defunct because he just can't make money with that shit anymore.
Depunked.
League's pretty much just dead in the water in terms of content these days. But his big thing was League of Children, where he would literally go into games and play off meta and troll picks to piss off people, not intentionally, but just to have fun. But people would get mad, just screaming through words because he didn't have video at the time. But some of his clips were catching people on stream and showing their petulant man childness on stream to show. Of all the people he's shown, Tyler One was one of them, and Tyler One's career took off because of that. And he made that quite 150% literally his entire personality. And at this point, people would probably be confused if he didn't do what he did and he didn't go absolutely batshit crazy for things that was probably 100% his fault, just to be real. So and the fact of the matter is, what are we doing right now? We're talking about his dumbass. So he got what he wanted. He got the attention he wanted to perpetuate his career, as it were. So that's my 2 cents on the situation. I agree with the it's the golden rule. Don't be a dick, and he's that 100% of the time. But
Yeah, I don't play well in the sandbox with people who are acting
Oh,
like
snap.
childs.
Cajun,
Absolutely.
I just had a terrible idea, Cajun.
Oh, I love terrible ideas. Go ahead.
You remember how well support Garen worked?
Yeah.
How would you like to try to make ranked support Garen work?
Oh, if only I can play 80 carry Thresh.
Okay.
Let's get it.
All
League
right.
of Legends.
So I was gonna say, as a person who played hardcore, as a naked night elf with just a bow and a cat, and no other gear.
Speaking of, I
My
need a starter
dumbass knew what
hunter.
I was signing up for. I knew I was going to die. And even on my stream, I had the coffin dance as a redeem.
Bum,
I got to
ba-da,
level
bum, bum,
43.
bum. 43? God
So,
dang.
yeah, 43 as a naked, gearless night elf hunter called Naked and Afraid because I like that TV show. I
Okay,
was,
so random question for the
yes.
wild head in the stream. Oh, here we go again. Hang on, I'll be back.
Uh,
Okay, it was just a hiccup. Okay, I'm good. Okay, so I saw the stream stuttering, so I thought I was the IME bandwidth hole. Giggity.
Nom.
So
Feed
wow,
me.
I was all like,
hardcore.
I don't know what you're talking about, Cajun.
I'm chewing on the Ethernet cable. WoW hardcore. How do you actually play that? Like, how do you get into it? Like, where do you go to do that?
So
That's classic.
they implemented
It's classic.
They implemented a server. They implemented hardcore servers after they had the add-on for it, which kind of blocked out your uh auction house use and your mailboxes, because if you're strictly hardcore, you have to just depend on the items that you get from open world or whatever. Um, I had no issue with upgrading because all I had was bows and guns and cat. So I level up the cat, get food, I do my cooking. So I really had no issue with upgrading like other people. It was probably going to be a pain in the ass at like level like 60 to get gear, because at that point I'm just naked anyway. But yeah, right now they went from having it just a strictly. It was funny because in the add-on, even in guilds, they would actually show that this person at level 6 has died in Elwyn Forest due to a kobold in the mine, like a level 3 kobold. Like,
You're like,
and it would have like a
no.
death icon or something like that. And everyone in the area could see it. Everybody in the guild could see it. And if you died, all you see is F, 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 and you have to delete your character. It's like, go again.
Evan chat.
But
Because
yeah, all
I'm
you see is
curious.
F, 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 F,
I'm
F.
because we've talked about it multiple times before, and I think that's the only way I could ever see myself like getting seriously back into WoW is just because of the challenge, to see how far I can get. So I was just curious on how to actually get into it. So
Well, as it stands, the folks in this particular chat we're all on Emerald Dream, as if you want to actually play straight WoW. I think I actually have. No, I don't have a hardcore character. I've got a Season of Discovery character. I haven't tried hardcore because MMOs is a lot of time to put in to risk
Right.
losing it all. Like
Right?
if I made a career off of like hardcore WoW running, sure, but I don't see a reason why I need to hardcore WoW anything.
It's definitely a challenge. I will say that. I mean, I haven't gotten to level 60 yet, but that's only because I haven't really been playing the burnout. I think it's like after falling asleep on stream, I kind of like it was like better taste in my mouth right there,
Well, that's real. That's real.
After running 36 hours, I fucking locked and loaded into that. Like I
Well,
was tunnel visioned.
that's all right. We can discuss this a little bit later. But right now, by request of our local barcode, we should talk about the 10 worst games of the last decade. Before we get into that list, though, what do you think was the worst game in your list for the last 10 years? We'll start with Crit.
Oh, shit.
We'll come back to Crit. Amy, what is the worst game of the last 10 years?
So the last 10 years, the
For you,
worst game,
as a barcode.
yeah, I would say it's a game I picked up on Steam that has overwhelmingly negative reviews.
Mhm.
And so there's 1,345 overwhelmingly negative reviews
Okay.
out of like it's just insane. Out of 1,500 reviews,
Okay.
this game is called Kinetic Void. It was a space build your own spaceship, go shoot things type thing. It was such a jank game. Like they promised so much and delivered nothing. They gave you a ship builder, so you could build your ships. But one of the ships I built had about 300 guns and lasers on it because there was no limit to what you could build. You couldn't really battle anything more than the test area. There was nothing in the game. It was just a hollow shell. And that released on the 21st November of 2014. So it's just outside of the 10-year mark. It's still 2014 in my brain.
Well, that's
But that
close.
would probably be my worst game. And I can only think of one more. I'm trying to find it in my Steam list while I ramble to run up some time to find it. I'll come back to it.
Okay.
It was awful, and it was a game that Total Biscuit had critiqued initially, saying, it's got a lot of promise to it. It should be really fun. And then when it released, he did a follow-up video critiquing it again where he said, just walk away. Don't go anywhere near this game. It is awful. And it was so bad that the NPCs were shooting through solid objects because they could see through the walls because they hadn't actually put up any sort of, clipping for the walls to stop them from doing that.
Mhm.
And like everything was just broken. It was one of the worst games I've ever played, and I've 300 and some odd games on my Steam list. It's kind of hard to find, but if I find the name, I'll let you know what it was.
Okay. Fair enough. Cajun.
All right, I have one that I wanted to play until I saw how much it got trashed, and I didn't. And I have one that I actually did play, and I can agree that it is garbage. The first one will be the original Anthem.
I
was supposed to be
really
a-
liked that game. I really wish it would have done better than what it did.
I know, but BioWare just when it came to actual
no.
support for it, it just,
EA, like leave BioWare out of this. BioWare by itself.
BioWare's
Yeah, I'm
got its
sorry.
own problems, and I think they're about to fail as a
Hard.
studio if this next not Andromeda Mass Effect game does not take off. The
I
way they
can
need
probably
it to.
guarantee that BioWare is probably going to close down before that is ever released. Like
Probably. It's
more-
unfortunate, but
I don't have any insider information on this, but just judging by the way that EA as a publisher has been treating BioWare, who the fuck takes an RPG company and tells them to make a third-person shooter?
live service.
Yeah,
Don't forget that.
live service.
And then change it back to first person. Sorry, we sidetracked Cajun. We'll have what? Let's talk about the BioWare's bullshit next week.
Okay, fair enough. There's gonna be
That's
plenty of
cool.
it.
No, I'm glad y'all changed that rap because it just it is what it is. But the other one is a game that I was hyped for. It had such good press releases. It had the hype of its community that is a die-hard community for its predecessors before it, and it had the most amazing, like iconic idea for a pre-release gimmick that you could get for buying the game, which was these beautiful stones that you collection. You got the game and you got the stones. They turned out to be looking like some of them classic Easter eggs you get from Walmart, and it just went downhill from there. And the game I'm talking about is Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It was supposed to be the next level of the Marvel vs. Capcom games after Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was just has still to this day has a cult following. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, of course, being better than that. But everybody was really hyped about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. But between the very, very skewed relationship between Capcom and Marvel because of everything with Disney going on and just developmental time and trying to rush it, it came out with some of the ugliest, and I mean the ugliest models for these characters you've ever seen in a fighting game. Voice acting was piss poor. The corniness was over the top for the storyline, which is sad because the actual mechanics of the game were actually good. Could have been better, but were actually really good for a 2v2 tag team fighting game that we haven't had in a very long time. With the addition of the Infinity Stones to add different aspects to the game, it just was a tremendous and terrible flop in terms of that genre. And to me, biggest letdown in the past 10 years. It's just now apparently Marvel and Capcom have kissed and made up because they re-released the old Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Switch and on Steam.
No, that's real. All right.
So I guess things might be looking up in the future, but until we get that Capcom presents Marvel Comics, until we get that announcement again, we're all going to be trigger shy with anything that those two do new. We appreciate the nod to the past and the re-release of those games because they've been asking for those re-release for those games for about 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But once bitten, twice shy. So if you're gonna do it again, you better put your whole Capcom cookie into it and really give it to us, because right now there was no saving it. It's so bad that Maximilian Dude and his crew have actually modded a version of that game, and they've called it Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Beyond. And they're adding characters to the game, like characters that people wanted, like Cyclops, Ken, that one guy with the bionic arm. Can't think of his name, but he's in there. Like, they're adding characters to it all the time, and you can play it on. I forgot the system they use to do online games for people with older games, but it's much better than what even Capcom and Marvel attempted to do when it initially released. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, when the game came out, they did one DLC that gave us Venom, and then they stopped development on it completely. Just canned it. Just done with it. No balance patches, no updates. Just, we're done.
Fair enough.
So that was my dead fish, as it were.
Gotcha. I need to step away for just a second. Crit, let's hear about yours.
I think now I have 3 I can think of. One would be
Let's get it.
Multiverses, because they're shutting down that game.
Yeah, me and Lumi. Yep.
And the initial release date was only like, what, 3 years ago? And they're like, yeah, time to pull the plug, even though a lot of people seem to like it.
They pulled the
So
plug
it's not
twice
really
now.
it's not much as a flop more than it's maybe a 4. So there's that. There's Hogwarts, that Wizarding World thing or whatever.
Was it
Yeah.
really that bad? Because I hear a lot of people actually enjoyed it that like didn't want to get called out for being
It
bigots.
looks like a good game, but I fucking hate the person who came up with the idea.
I know.
Not Warner
It's a
Brothers,
shame.
the other one.
Yep.
That's the only reason I'm not playing the game, but it's because,
Dumb.
but then there's, of course, we were talking about Roblox, because even despite me telling my kid, don't play Roblox, he's like, I'm gonna play Roblox. I'm like, shit. And what was the other one that I was thinking of? Oh, oh, oh. Great. I had it. I lost it.
It ran away. It got scared by the Roblox.
Yeah, I think it's just like, it was just pinging me in the head, like, hey, talk about that game. Talk about it. Or also Bayonetta. Pay your fucking voice actresses.
Oh yeah, Bayonetta 3, absolutely. I agree with that. But it's okay. We are living in a world where South Park made something come to life 20 years after because of World of Warcraft.
Yep.
They because of that one little joke between Butters and Cartman, we now have Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Wait,
You're welcome.
Oh wow.
They actually developed Hello Kitty Island Adventure. If that
I
does
think
not
they actually
come,
made the caption, we do it for him.
God damn it.
did they really?
Yeah, I think so.
If they do not,
It was
a
on
follow up joke on.
Facebook. Let me check it up. They literally had Butters standing in the middle of a field with Hello Kitty game.
If they do not make a follow up, like a nod to it in South Park, I'm gonna be sad because that's hilarious.
Yeah, I can see that. There was something else. Something you said. What was the first? Hogwarts. I've heard great things about that stupid game, and I really want to play it. I don't want it anywhere near my libraries at all. Not my Xbox library, not my Steam library. Mostly because, number one, we've been championing the Trevor Project for almost 3 years now.
Yup.
So, buying a game by a known, like, anti-trans, like...
Let's just call it what it is.
activist,
Turf.
Yeah.
Turf.
Yeah, like, it just... Like, there's no reason for me to have that. And here's the thing. People are like, oh, well, it's made by this development company. Yeah, but she had a hand in it, and she gets royalties off the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So I'm good. Like, I don't want to give that woman any money. And unfortunately, I'm going to miss out on a great title because the creator is balls. And that's just what it comes down to.
Yup.
So, worst game for me, I haven't really... I do a lot of research before I buy games. I don't buy full-price games unless I know it's going to be good by a developer that I trust. Things like that, like Avowed by Obsidian. I bought that. Just because, like, okay, well, Obsidian has come out with some really great games. Let's just keep this going, right? I'd never buy a Bethesda product on release day because fuck that. like that's kind of the way it kind of goes. But let's get into these 10, and then we're gonna wrap it up here real quick. So number 10, Warcraft 3 Reforged. I hear that was kind of balls.
I refunded mine before I even played it.
Yep, it says absolute disaster. Oh, by the way, where I'm reading this from is Dualshockers, and it has been compiled by, who is the author? Jake Valentine. Thank you so much, Jake Valentine, for this wonderful list. Let's see here. Warcraft 3 Reforged, absolute disaster in every possible way. Substantial featured promised by Blizzard, such as reworked cutscenes, were either underwhelming or not even present in the game. Okay. It was also plagued with technical issues, bugs, poor performance. Game also removed several features that made the original so beloved. If you're going to remake a product, keep the shit that people liked. It's not hard. That's number 10. Number 9, Redfall. And I remember Redfall. Redfall was the one with the vampires that didn't vampire. They just kind of sat there and were stupid.
So I was so damn excited about that game. You have no idea. Me and my buddies were so ready to play some vampire games, and it was pure and utter garbage.
You know, they've fixed it since then, but I don't think there's any active development on it right now. But
Nope. Yep. I'm gonna be waiting for Vampire the Masquerade 2. I'm sitting here patiently for that game.
Balan Wonderland. Donkey did a video on that, so if you want to see the satirical version of that, go for it. But it's relatively underwhelming. If you ever wanted to see a game get worse, Lord of the Rings Gollum did that.
Oh no! Oh
yeah,
that was awful.
Yeah, like the cutscenes did not match the rendered like gameplay, and in this day and age, you kind of expect that. If you see someone look like this in a pre-rendered scene, they should look like that outside the pre-rendered scene. And that's...
We just want the game to work, Precious. We just want it to look good.
Yep. Says Lord of the Rings Gollum, and it's an unfinished, buggy mess plagued with so many issues that progressing through the game is nearly impossible. There you go. Babylon's Fall. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I finally thought about it. Okay, unpopular opinion, maybe, but how about Violet and Scarlet with clipping?
Cajun and I played a lot of Violet and Scarlet, and it does have.
Now
its
here's
issues.
the thing. Here, let's finish the list, and we're gonna circle back to that at the end. Because if I get started now, we're not gonna stop. So let's finish the list first, then we'll come back. We'll put a pin in that for you. Quick, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm also being called to dinner, so we'll see what happens.
Take Down Red Saber is the game I was thinking of.
I'm familiar with that one.
Number 5 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. I never really liked those games anyway, so I'm gonna skip over.
They came out with a 5.
Yep.
I haven't played it since the second one, so I'm out of the loop.
They
The first and
stopped milking it, so they kept on going for more.
The first and second one were great, especially the second one. I love the first two.
Oh,
That's
they
It
should
did.
do a collab with what's her name and call it Tony Hawk Tua.
Oh, got him.
Just gotta squeeze out a few more coins, huh?
Just a little bit. That is such a if you haven't seen it today, Coffeezilla on his Voidzilla channel has actually talked about the last podcast with Haley in it. That's her name, Haley. Talking with one of the phase people who are big into crypto. They invited Coffeezilla on there, and Coffeezilla was smart. He was like, "No, because editing sucks," and he wasn't wrong. Because a lot of stuff that was said was heavily edited by their editors, and that podcast wasn't ever supposed to come out, and it was leaked. So there's all that. Number 4, Alone in the Dark, Illumination. I don't know what was going on with it. I didn't even know that was released. Let's see here.
I didn't even know that was the game.
Yeah, it is. Let's see here. Since the 90s, though the franchise has flourished, failing to realize what made these games so special, the most recent attempt in 2015, Alone in the Dark Illumination, is easily the worst of the bunch. So why? I need the why. It doesn't tell me why. It doesn't
Reasons.
say why. It just says it was bad. The Umbrella Corps, or Umbrella Corps, so I assume that's a Resident Evil type game. It is. Just see here. One way Capcom embraced so the survival horror franchise in 2016 spin-off Umbrella Corps, a multiplayer shooter that shares nothing in common with Resident Evil other than the name and likeness. Okay, so it was sold on name alone. And I'm going to share my screen for this because you got to see this fucking picture. And it's for eFootball 2022. All right, and there you go. There you go. Just take a peek. Waiting for the reaction. Like I wouldn't play a game with anybody that looks like this. The fuck is that?
I'm trying to get to it. Hang on.
Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah. That's not Lionel Messi. That's Minel Usi, or Oofy, I should say.
Oofy.
Oofy.
Oof is right.
Oof.
Dude, my boy. Dude's face, he has seen some shit.
His face.
eFootball 2022 wants you to think it's messy, but I assure you that is not the case.
We have Lionel Messi at home. That's Lionel Messi at home.
Yeah,
It is. It's awful. Oh my god. I feel bad for the actual Lionel Messi because no one deserves that kind of treatment.
Yeah. Well, the
Like
game.
it's what you make when you're demonstrating to your child how to use Play-Doh for the first time, and you make like a snowman face, and they smush the face in trying to make it look pretty. And then they're like, "Look, I made it better," and you're like, "Let's just burn that thing."
Fair enough. Yeah, no, it says, while the gameplay is subpar, the controls are unresponsive, and the content is thin. The biggest issue with the game is the graphics. Messi wasn't the only one to be butchered on the screen. It's like mispronouncing someone's name, I guess. Next, the last one at number 1 is going to be the day before. Let's see here. By the time it was released in 2023, all we got was a hollow, non-functioning, limited experience that would be quickly pulled from Steam. Remarkably, the game has a critical average of 12 out of 100 in OpenCritic. There you go.
Nice.
Top 10 most terrible games over the last 10 years. There you go. All right, let's see if we can get through this roundtable real quick. Roundtable Crit. What's going on with Crit?
Working, getting ready for I Need to Visit.
Yeah.
Posting.
I keep
College
thinking when
thinking.
he's down, I should make my trip to Florida, but that's just me. I don't want to go to Florida, though. The place is terrible.
The drivers are, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, the driver. So as a Canadian, the drivers are fine. As like one Canadian to another, for all you Canadians listening, of all like 3% of you, they're fine. The drivers on the 401 are what I'm comparing them against, and there's no comparison. Those people drive like the people in Florida are like the stereotyped 90-year-olds behind the wheel. They don't know how to drive their vehicles and they don't know how to go fast.
Well, we do
When you
joke
compare
here
it
in the
against the
States that
401.
Florida is full of retirees, so that could be the
Yeah.
case.
And they're polite. They leave room for you to get in. And if there is bumper space between you and the other person, that's enough room to put a car. They're
No,
really good
that's how
drivers.
I drive, sweetheart. That's how I
Oh,
drive.
even the people around you, even the people around you, they they're actually really good drivers. Now, if we talk the 401, nothing compares to that. I mean, that road has 500,000 cars or vehicles per day. It's the most in the world. There is no other highway system on the planet as busy as the 401. So that's what I'm basing it on.
That's
A
right.
little bit of bias, having driven that thing many times in my life. Did you know you can get from Southern Ontario to Ottawa in it's supposed to be 5 hours, but like 2.5 if you drive through a snowstorm real fast?
See, the only way I would probably ever go to Canada is if I was already in Ohio. That's pretty much
Well, I mean,
it.
if you're in Ohio, you're just looking to leave anywhere. Like, go anywhere. Because, I mean, it's
Oh, we're
Ohio, and
stuck in
nobody likes to be stuck there.
Ohio.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah,
likes
we're
to be
stuck.
stuck there.
It's round on both sides and high in the middle. Okay, so Amy, what are you doing?
Removing people's limbs in Kenshi by cutting them off with a giant ass sword.
Here, so people understand what the hell he's talking about. Here's some Kenshi. Boop. There you go.
Yes, it is currently dark times because, sunset. This is my base. It's kind of pretty. I have a whole army of what they call skeletons. They're just robots. They're working out because, they're little pathetic weaklings right now.
Sorry, it looks like Christmas in your
And
base.
then, oh, you're an idiot. Why are you swimming? Why are you so stupid? Anyways, this is Torsolo. He's confused and doesn't know where to go. He can run at 50 or 48 miles an hour.
That's in freedom fractions.
Yeah, this is 1 times game speed. That's how fast he's moving.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good little boy. He has no arms and no legs normally, so he has robotic arms and legs, and yeah, he can. I have seen him use his giant sword that's on his back to slash people with it, and they have gone about 100 or so feet in the air. The whole body just goes launching in the air.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a little bit buff. He started as a weak, pathetic little noodle, and now he's strong.
Strong
And we can do this. Yeah, we can do this and oops, open your bag, and then we go that. He's a strong boy now.
Yeah, he is.
And his disturbing red eyes. Oops, there we go. Like zoom right through his face. His eyes are a little bit blazed. I don't know why.
I will say that my son discovered No Man's Sky in VR.
Oh, yeah, No Man's Sky's pretty good. But before we get into that, Cajun, what do you got going on?
I am still playing United States of Smash and Baldur's Gate. I have made it to the Underdark.
Oh, good.
I shared with you guys a clip of what happened last week. I have played this freaking first act so many times. And this was the first time I had ran into Holder in the Underdark. And that made my butthole clench a little bit.
Oh, the Beholder? That
Yeah,
thing's
I did.
friendly.
I did, sir. I didn't know he was there. I've never gone that way. I've never actually tried to go to the Arcane Tower to go find this freaking girl with the mushrooms or whatever. And so I thought, I'm gonna go that way for a change. The red flag should have been the stoned drow, just chilling there. I should have said that's a marker for something happened here. And when it said surprised, and then did a cutscene of me walking through basically a garden of concrete drow, I was like, I thought they were just gonna come back to life as zombies or something and kill me. And that's when we turn around and then we look into the eye of this guy. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to die. Thankfully, he wasn't too bad. I was able to take him out and then immediately get jumped by the drow afterwards because they thought I was trying to steal their information. Spoilers.
Of course.
Played this game yet? Huh?
When it comes to the Garden of Drow, I guess you can really say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Check please.
But yeah, I made it to the Arcane Tower, and that's where I last left off. So we're going to continue on from there. Using the Smash method has worked phenomenally thus far. So I'm gonna see how far it gets me before I literally run into a brick wall.
In case you don't know what he means like playing Barbarian and just going Hulk smash.
Yes, I've effectively made every answer with Barbarian, and it's worked every time, and I'm shocked thus far. And I'm going to see how long my luck lasts. The only time I didn't, because I knew if I did, I was going to be destroyed. It was with the mushroom guys. And I had an option to be Barbarian Berserker and roar at them. I'm like, I don't want to fight an army of fungus. I really don't. That's the only time I didn't Hulk smash. The only time. Everybody else has been Hulk smashed along the way. So that's what I'm doing. I'm continuing on with that. I am freaking determined to get to Act 2 this week. Like, I have never seen Act 2. I need to get into freaking Act 2. So that is my goal this week.
I wish you luck on that. I'm off
Me
for the
too.
next 2 weeks. I don't know what I'm going to do. So,
Hey, vacation times are here again.
pretty much.
Yay,
Probably-
vacation.
Probably work with SDL 3.0, try to pick up some more Zig, try to do stuff, or I may just sleep. I have no idea. So, there's that. So, I don't have anything right now. So, other than that, I think that we're done here. I don't think I'm going to send us off to raid anyone. We're just going to call it good here. So, that being the case, good day, everyone. We will see you next week for episode 89.
Beep beep, bap, boop, boop, boop. Oh, and always, don't be a dick.
Yeah.